Hello and a warm welcome today. Next to me is Johnny Simon. We're trying to get you the best commentating possible today.
Yeah. We're trying to do our best job and hopefully enjoy this Pro Series race. First race of 2014 for the Pro drivers, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I think everyone is.
Yeah, so we're starting, I think we're in Q1 at the moment. So we have a 10-minute session. Yep, 10-minute session and free, no park permit rules, free setup.
Indeed, so we're gonna see some quick times now. Now, what will be your expectations, Johnny? Who do you think will challenge for the pole here?
I was watching the pre-quali times, and it seems like Bojov was up there as well, Jarek Bojov for Go Speed.
Certainly.
Even, Kweekle, Jurien Kweekle as well, the new part of our broadcast team as well, did a terrific job yesterday with that. He has some pretty good pace, but we'll see. Everyone's here to prove their worth, so time will tell who's fast and who's not.
Go Speed is definitely looking strong there.
Yeah, they look. Yesterday had quite wasn't too bad of a race, so hopefully they can even pick up the pieces and better performance on that. I think quite some new teams as well. There's Abercronic Racing. I'd love to see how they go in their first race as well, and including even my my PSR branch teams, the Karting Barcelona. Hopefully they can have a pretty good job for them.
Yeah, we certainly see a number of increasement in new drivers this year compared to what was then called World Trophy last year.
Yeah, the switch to R-Factor 2, which is a really important switch, I think has really attracted a lot of drivers and a positive switch, because it's time to move on and time to go to a new simulator, so that's a good thing.
Now we're gonna see the first times here. Jonathan Holmes opens with a 33.2. Coriala instantly dives under that with 32.6.
I think the time should drop to a low 32s. Yeah, Bojov's already on 32.3. I'm hoping someone can get into maybe a 31.9 even.
And I think the majority of the drivers will also try to find a good banker lap, to get that one lap in.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to get that. I almost failed in doing that yesterday, and it put a lot of pressure on me. But banker lap's really important, and then you've got to build on that. I noticed as well that sector times between a lot of the top drivers are really spread out. So I don't know whether that's with setup or just driving, but that could be interesting come the race, who has a lot of straight line speed and who's good through each corner.
It is making choices in the end. Like, do I want some more top speed on the straights, or do I want some more grip in the corners?
Yeah, exactly.
At the moment, Jorik Boshoven has the best of everyone. I see a majority of 32s, 33 low in the top 10, at the back of the top 10. But for Q2, it will definitely be a tough battle.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at. Sorry, I think, I was looking at Clayton Nelemez, I think that's how you pronounce his name, his sector times, and he's gone P1 by a thousandth of a second, so that's pretty good for the Venus Project Racing team. But definitely, there's still 5 minutes to go. I'm looking for drivers to really improve those times, 32.3, so much higher than I expected, so we'll see that drop.
Yeah, Alessio Campos and Thomas Coriala are definitely close to each other within the 10th as well.
Yes,
and a lot of people also in the 34s at the back of the grid. I think Edward Cora shouldn't be there. He should climb up.
Right, sorry, I'm having a bit of an issue with my stream's a bit behind. But there's Dorian Queekel in 8th, and he, I'm looking for him to really move up there. I thought he had a lot of pace.
And the person that's missing is Rens Klopp, which is a big surprise considering he's he is a contender for the championship. I guess we all agree on that. Let's hope he makes a quick return to the grid and he can show some of his driving skills. Was certainly a contender for pole here.
Yeah, that's bad luck to him. Maybe he's got an issue, but I don't think you're allowed to join once the session started. I'm not sure about that. I think that was Brojov had a bit of a spin, so hopefully he didn't get into anyone's way.
Trying to find those limits of the car. At the moment, it's Nelms who takes the lead. Jonathan Holmes getting back on the 10th spot. Alright. Let's see who will qualify for Q2. At the moment it's very close indeed, with only a couple of tenths separating the 10th spot and the 13th spot. So a lot of drivers are looking for those extra tenths of this lap. Also the tension must be high for the first race of the season. Everyone likes to show off what they can do. And well, let's hope they don't overdo it in turn 1 later in the race, but at the moment the pack is looking close. Everyone did their home job, did their homework. Sorry.
Yeah, everyone certainly did. It's very close. I think it's from P1 to P10 it's only 6 tenths, but P1 to P9 is 3 tenths between the drivers, so that's one single corner gone wrong and you can drop about 10 positions there. So it's, at the moment it's a really close packed field.
It's also a new mod considering to last year when FSR was still using Air Factor 1. Air Factor 2 has some major improvements and it gets the racing even closer than last year. What are your thoughts about this, Jonny?
Talks about the what, sorry?
About moving to Air Factor 2. It has shown it has shown to be a bigger improvement than staying into Air Factor 1.
Yeah, for sure it's been much more positive. I think the car feels a lot more immersive and you're able to really get involved with the driving. You're very static driving the car with R Factor 1, and with R Factor 2 you're working more and every corner is really more important than before, and especially tyres as well. That's a key factor. We talked about lockups and you said before that the lockups, even one lockup would really cost you for the whole stint.
You can easily flat spot your tire indeed, and this will take the best out of the skill of everyone during the race. At this moment Rens Klopp has entered the server, but I'm afraid for him he's too late. With only 1 minute to go it would be impossible to get a lap in, so I'm afraid he will start in last position. Well, definitely a guy to watch then. I mean, he certainly showed his pace to be up the pack. And starting from the last position, the race is long and still a lot of things can happen. For now though, the Q2 will be headed off by Mikko Suokas on 10th position, Jonathan Holmes with only half a tenth on 11th position, and Adrian Falcon only a few thousand of that time. So let's see if any of these drivers can get into Q2. Jonathan Holmes crosses the finish line and he did it! He's in 10th position. Good for Jonathan Holmes, pushing Mikko Suokas out of the Q2. Adrian Falcon still in his lap on 12th position, trying to get at 10th position to gain access into Q2. No more chance for Suokas. He is in the pit. Mike Parlington also on his last lap, showing a promising first sector.
Yeah, so his Adrian Falcon's about 1/10 off. We'll see what his second sector's like, but he can he's also got a chance to jump into the top 10. Other than that, there's no real other big threats at the moment.
Yeah, let's see what Falcon can do. Here he comes to sector 2, only one sector to go. He is off a bit. I would be really amazed if he can pull it off.
No, he's 2/10 down on his personal best, and he needed about 3/10.
Coming over the line.
Partington can't make it. He's in P12. No, yeah.
Alright, so it seems we have our Q2 sorted. It will be Nelms, Boshoven, Kweeko, Luffy, Matti, Campus, Coriale, Hernandez, and Christoph Schroer, if I pronounce that correctly, which I don't think I did. Alright, so really unfortunate for Rens Club to not be able to take part in Q1. I would really love to see his space. Nevertheless, like I said, the race is long. Anything can happen. But for the moment, it's Q2 with the top 10.
Yeah, top 10, and also Parc Ferme rules involved with Q2. Now, it's a 5-minute session, and drivers can have to load their race setup. I remember for the world or the former world trophy, the Pro Series, you're allowed to use traction control on low and anti-lock brakes on low, although you don't have to use
this was giving you a time penalty, so I don't think anyone did use that.
No, of course
so
not. Of course.
On that. Let's see who will go out first. Obviously, you would like to know what strategy the other guys are using. Will you use the medium? Will you use soft? The two compounds available for Bahrain this weekend. And starting out with soft obviously gives you a lap time advantage. But managing those softs, like we talked earlier, it's really hard when you actually made a flat spot on the tire to keep your lap time steady and to keep control of the tires, and the tire management will absolutely be critical this race.
Yeah, exactly. I've noticed as well, if you really take care of the tire in its early stages, about the first 2 or 3 laps, they really last longer in the stint. I'm not sure why, that's just how it works. And it's also with, you talked about having the strategy for the race, 60% race, so it's the same as race 1 for Ace yesterday, and we saw the winning strategy was hitting around lap 13 or 14 and moving on to the mediums. So I assume these guys would have watched that and how to go, or going to plan to do that later on in the race.
Indeed. Let's see who is out on track. At the moment it's Jorik Boshoven, Jeroen Kweeko, Mirko Lupini, Christoph Schroer are all out on track. Of course they are managing their tires on the outlap because, like we said earlier, it's easy to lose percentage and you will take your tire wear to the race. So it's absolutely important to get the least degradation on your tires, even on the outlap. So let's see who will take pole position here. Who do you think will have a good shot?
I'm looking at Bojov's really impressed a lot with the time for Go Speed, and even Kweeko as well, who's part of a branch of the Go Speed team. And
I think it's between those 3 drivers, Nelmes, Boshoven and Kweeko.
Yeah, exactly. Even Nelmes set some pretty, I think he might have been the fastest in pre-quali. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he was pretty quick.
At this moment, Alessio Campos just started his lap. Obviously, there's one flying lap you can do. So everyone gets one chance, and one chance only to make the best out of it. Let's see what his first sector time will be. He's clinching sector 1, and he is 29.7.
That's pretty good, I reckon, for the times that they've been showing.
He is on the softer compound. I think the majority of the top 10 will be on softs.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't even bother qualifying on the mediums. It's about a 1 second difference I've noticed in lap times, at least maybe just under a second.
At this moment, Guglielmo Matti is still in the pit and Nelms is about to leave the pit. Let's see what they can do. And what tires are Nelms? He's starting on the medium. So interesting to point out, Clayton Nelms is starting on the medium tire. Let's see what he can do with those sets of medium in qualifying.
Let's have a look at Campus for a second. He's got a pretty good lap time, 2 purple first and second sectors, and he's got a 32.8, but I think that will certainly be beaten as they come across the line.
Yeah, but decent lap in. 34.2 for Thomas Coriala. I don't think he will be happy with that lap.
No, definitely not. It's about 2 seconds off the pace. Was that on the medium or the soft tyre? I have to check up on that.
Christopher Schroer is taking first position now with 32.4. Looking forward to Jorik's Boshoven's time. Clayton Nelms still warming up in the outlap. Jorik Boshoven is into sector 3. Looking promising there. Quakel didn't get the first position. 32.6 gets him the second place spot, but Jorik Boshoven entering last corner. What time will he put on the board? 32.6. 32.6. So at the moment it's Schroer in P1. But we still have 2 drivers to go. Clayton Nelms, I don't think he's a contender for pole position considering he's starting on the medium tire.
Yeah, that's interesting that he's gone for the medium. It's definitely, or we tipped him for pole before he chose the medium.
It's an interesting tactic as well. He obviously will be slower the first stint. And Matti is spinning off. Guglielmo Matti into turn 4. Unfortunate for him, his qualify ends and he will start P10. Clayton Nelms going on his lap to section 2. Yeah,
30.2 sector 1.
30.2, which is decent, which is reasonably quick. Now let's see what he does.
For the medium tire, he's looking at maybe P6 at the moment.
He did lock up. And he has a burn.
Nah.
So let's go, let's ride with him. Into the left-hander. Not really up to balance. What can he make of this? Now the back straight, only 1 corner to go. And then we have our top 10 grid.
I think he's way off the pace at the moment, but we'll see what he can do in this final sector.
And here he comes, onto the straight, and he clinches 7th position with a 33.7. So our top 10 then, Christopher Schroer takes pole position. Congrats for him and the Arc New Racing Pro Team. Go Speeds driver Jorik Boshoven on 2nd position with Quakel following on 3rd. Campus of Crown 7 Networks on 4th, Hernandez of Twister in 6th, with his teammate Jonathan Holmes takes, Jonathan Holmes takes 6th, excuse me. Clayton Nelms 7th, Thomas Coriala 8th, Marco Lupini 9th, and Guglielmo Matti in 10.
It's a wonderful job by Christoph Schur for surprised us all, because I was tipping maybe Bojov or Quekel, and they were pretty close in the times, only about a 100th of a second. So that was a pretty tight battle there as well. So we've switched to warm up now. The drivers will have to up the fuel and get ready. About 130, 140 litres, medium tyres, or most of them started on mediums for Q3, surprisingly. Not sure why for that strategy. Maybe they feel that the heavier fuel load, the mediums, will be able to last a bit longer than the softs.
Yeah, there's also a risk, of course, when you start on the softs. Definitely, if you start in the middle of the pack, that you after you've done your first pit stop, you come into the pack, and the drivers know that getting behind someone into the dirty air makes life really tricky in the car.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday as well in the broadcast. There was Mohammed Patel was stuck behind Hiru Toman for a lot of the time with the dirty air, and even I felt it a lot. The first lap was terrible to drive through with dirty air.
Yeah.
The car wouldn't turn, cold tyres. It was just on the edge of actually slipping and almost losing control.
It was a nice start yesterday, pretty clean, or it was out of my sight. I didn't think anyone crashed yesterday in the first lap. Let's see how the pro guys will take it into turn 1. If they manage to keep everything safe, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Warm-up is underway now. Drivers are testing their race paces and battling along a bit to get that racing feeling going on. I'm curious to see what people even in the warm-up will do with race time. Definitely Clayton Nelms, who started on the medium. Tire wear will be an issue here. That's for sure, and it's really fatal to your strategy if you lock up twice or 3 times. You lose so much tire grip and percentage that it will become impossible to drive competitive times with a burned flat spot.
Yeah, even like as I said before, 1 or 2 small lockups are pushing it. 1 big lockup, and that's it. You've lost probably a big chunk out of the tyre wear, and your stint is pretty much thrown into the garbage. And
of course, we have DRS now to overtake. We don't have Curse in Formula Sim Racing, but that's not an issue. DRS working fine here. We have 2 sectors on the main straight if you're within a second, and in sector 2 the middle straight has DRS as well. So let's see if we can see some good overtaking maneuvers even without using DRS. Top speed will be a factor on this straight.
Yeah, the top speed about 320 kilometers an hour with DRS, and it definitely doesn't help. I mean, traction out of the last corner, there's not much grip. If you got your differential set right, you'll be able to get away and avoid any overtakes.
Clayton Nelms just did 303 kilometers an hour without using DRS on the straight. So I am afraid for him that he will have a lack of top speed during the race. Obviously, if he has more of a grip setting and more downforce, he can make up in the turns. But the top speeds are not similar. I see Jorrit Boshover with 314, for example, without DRS, so he will fly past Clayton Nelms, for example.
Yeah, for sure. But 303, I'm not sure if he has too much drag or something during the corner. We'll go on board with Score. Yeah.
It's a difficult name. I already found out.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's Jorrit Boshover who takes the first position in the warm-up with a 35.8, the only one in the 35s. At the moment it's Alessio Campus following that with 36.0. So they obviously have a nice race pace. They are starting on the softs. So let's see how many laps they can continue with that.
Yeah, the softs we're looking, if you look at the Ace race yesterday, about lap 12, lap 14 is the pit window, and then you're going to run about 20 laps on the medium. And that pretty much is the winning strategy if you're going to be up the front. But 2 stops, you won't make up the time for the extra pit stop, and 0 stop, you're not going to make the tyres last for 30 laps, no matter which compound you use. So it's logical for the 1 stop.
But then again, there's there will be drivers who will lose the car and make a quick spin. This can even give you such a flat spot. You have to do it to stop because the tire is just burned. So I'm really curious to see how the tire management will be in this pack. We are moving to the race, so let's see what we will get.
Yeah, and remember there's launch controls mandatory for all drivers, and that's simply a safety reason. You don't want drivers pulling off first gear with the clutch and spinning out on the line, so that's the explanation for that rule there. Is I've seen a lot of complaints as to why launch control is mandatory. Well, there you go. I mean, it's a much better start with it than without it.
Yeah, 34 laps coming up, plus of course a formation lap to give you the best racing Air Factor 2 at this moment can get in Formula Sim racing. And we are heading to the grid. I'm really looking forward to this first race of the season. Everyone, well, almost should be tense about this. Let's see if someone can surprise us. Obviously, we have a promising top 10. A lot of guys who were here last year, so they know how this is going.
Pull away now.
All right. Formation lap is underway with Christoph Schroer taking the pack onto the grid.
Yeah, followed by, I think, just checking the times for a sec.
Yeah, Jorik Boshoven in second, Kriegel behind that.
Yeah, Kriegel behind, Alessio Campos is in fourth for Crown 7 network. Then you got two Twister cars, Carlos Hernandez and Jonathan Holmes, fifth and sixth.
I'm curious as well if GoSpeed have talked to their drivers to take it easy in the first turn. We did saw in real Formula 1 the epic battle between Hamilton and Rosberg. We might see a similar fight here between Boshoven and Quakel. Who knows?
Yeah, they still got the job of having to dismantle Christoph Schroer in front of them. I'm not sure how his race pace is like. Obviously, I'm not sure how anyone's race pace is like, but a good pole position from him surprised us, and now he's up there, so he's got to get the job done and hold off for the GoSpeed cars.
And as a team, indeed, GoSpeed has clinched second and third spot on the grid to qualify. Twister is also doing nice with fifth and sixth place. So two teams to look out for. Alessio Campos in the Netrex on fourth, as the drivers are on the back straight, warming up their tires, warming up their brakes, which is also very important to keep some temperature in the brakes for turn 1 to avoid any lockups. Right, coming onto the grid, Christoph Schroer. He must feel the adrenaline. Starting in an FSR race on pole position. I believe it's his first race in FSR. I say that with a little doubt in my voice.
I think it might be. Yeah, actually he has one race to his belt, and that was the final race of 2012
Alright,
series.
So he does have some experience. Alright, everyone is almost getting lined up for the first race of the season in Bahrain, Formula Sim Racing Pro Series. 34 laps of pure racing coming on. As we're waiting for the lights to go on. And once we have 5 lights and the lights are off, we will have racing. Here we go. That's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5, and we're go. Good start from Schroer. Boshoven trying to take the inside line. Campos in there as well. And oh my god, a crash.
Who's that in the back? I can't see.
There's a lot of damage into the turn 1. A lot of drivers have been called out, and there was a little circle lag, so sorry for the delay. Let's see, Christoph Schroer actually made a good start. He's still in first position, followed by Jeroen Kwekel, followed by Boshoff. So the top 5 is basically unchanged.
Yeah, Kwekel got the great jump from the clean side of the grid.
And there's a crash with Eric Leida and Ivanov going into the wall. Thomas Coriala did not finish the race. He had to abort. What a start. What a messy start, we can say. A lot of drivers have crashed.
Yeah, there's quite a big gap now between the field, but lots of front wings missing, lots of pit stops.
Yeah. Ryan Winsper, running in 10th position, obviously made a great start.
Yeah, great stuff for him in the Origin SimRacing team there. Their first race as well, newly formed team.
Indeed.
So
Christoph Schroer leading lap 1 of the race, followed still by Kwekel and Boshoven. So they changed SWAT places. Now let's see what they can do. Schroer has a nice top speed.
Oh, there's a big battle with Carlos Hernandez. Can't get past Alessio
And at the moment
Campos,
DRS is disabled. DRS will be enabled in the 3rd lap of the race. So, alright, we got a strong, nice pack leading. And everyone is following reasonably. Jonathan Holmes outbraking himself into turn 4, manages to hang on to 7th spot. Has some understeer to work out. But what an exciting start of the race.
Yeah,
unfortunate to see Thomas Coriala discard the race. Edward Cora now in the pit to get the damage cleared out, as is Victor Ivanov. Jose Dominguez also in the pit. And Rens Klopp at this moment in 21st position. He obviously had to start last because he skipped the qualify for unknown reasons. Making his way up to 20th place if he can make this move stick, and he does make the move stick. Beautiful move on the inside of Rens Klopp, getting himself into 20th position. We have our second retirement of the race. It's James Sadler, who had suspension damage. Christoph Schroer still taking the lead after 2 laps. Jeroen Kwekel following closely on that. He actually outbraked himself, Schroer. Kwekel not able to take advantage of that. Does find Jorik Boshoven in a 2-second gap behind him.
Yeah, there's 6/10 now of a second between Kwekel and Schroer in first place. I think Kwekel gets 4/10 now for the first sector, so he's definitely catching him. Shouldn't be too long before gets into the DRS zone when that's activated.
Indeed, in the next lap it will be, so let's see if Jeroen Kwekel can get that advantage.
Yeah, there's, I think from 1st to 4th it's about 3 seconds, and then there's a bit of a gap down to Carlos Hernandez in 5th. And then
yeah, the pack is getting on pace, and a lot of drivers find their room. Now let's see, the top 10 within 10 seconds of each other at this moment. And the top 6 even in 5 seconds of each other.
Yeah, there's quite some close battles throughout the field as they're still trying to settle into their positions after the first laps.
Now let's see about Jeroen Kwekel's his top speed. Can he close in that gap to Christoph Schroer to get some DRS in the next DRS zone? He's obviously having a look, trying to create that pressure. Into lap 3 and the first, let's see, twister car of Carlos Hernandez still looking strong, trying to keep up of Alessio Campos, but at this moment he has a 2-second gap between Campos and Hernandez. So the top 4 really close to each other. Okay, coming on to the back straight. Jeroen Kwekel should get DRS here. Let's see if it can make a difference.
No, he runs a bit wide.
Yeah, he exited a bit wide. Let's see.
He's slightly catching him. We'll see the sector times as he passes sector 2. Oh, big wiggle there. Almost lost control. But he's held it just. That looked pretty huge.
The cars are tricky to drive. Oh, and then again, another moment of Jeroen Kwekel.
Lots of oversteer. I'm not sure if the tyres are pretty warm, but now that leaves him into the path of Jorik Bojov, who's going to have DRS, and he's going to chase down Kwekel.
And this is the thing also with Air Factor 2. Air Factor 2 is such an improvement compared to Air Factor 1. It's if you're really fast, you do know how to find the edge on the car, but it's easily to lose the car.
Yeah, exactly. As I said before, much more immersive, gets you more involved in driving the car, and
definitely
it's much more active racing.
At this moment, Christoph Schroer gets the 1-second gap to Jeroen Kwekel. So Jeroen Kwekel has to watch out he's not holding up his teammate Jorik Boshoven in 3rd. But I'm sure those guys know what they're doing. Experienced racing drivers here. Alessio Campos is following a 4th position. He obviously is looking for a mistake of the guys in front to be the laughing 3rd guy to take both places. But I don't think Ghost Speed will crash into each other and make others happy. They know what they're doing.
Hopefully they do. I think I saw yesterday some of the NetRex cars collided with each other, so hopefully they don't have a repeat of that. As Alessio Campos is in 4th. That is completely
correct, and it's unfortunate to say that I was one of those NetRex cars.
Yeah.
But then again, that was yesterday. At this moment, the drivers are... Ooh, and there's Adrian Falcon slipping through. George Winter is far off to take that spot, but Adrian Falcon definitely has some tire issues there. Guglielmo Matti is also closing in on Mike Pennington. Mike Pennington being in 8th place.
What you said before about Christoph Schur's top speed, he's not even reaching 300 at the moment, and Kwekel with DRS opens about 310, 315, so shouldn't be too long before he passes him and gets rid of him.
Well, he is obviously looking. Ooh, and a big slide from Schroer. Will he take the first place? Kwekel down the inside. Ooh, Schroer lets him go. Fair racing. Definitely a good move from Jeroen Kwekel. And now let's see if Jorik Boshoven can join his teammate in the first 2 places by overtaking Christopher Schroer. Oh, a big lockup. Oh, and Boshoven is off. So is Schroer. Many lockups here.
Even Campos has slid off in excitement of that. Now Hernandez is coming to the fight. Hopefully he doesn't slip off, and hopefully he takes advantage of all these mistakes by the drivers. But Kwekel's driven away and left them all lamenting their difficult mistakes. They're going to have to catch him now.
But good reactions of the drivers. I don't think anyone got caught out with damage. Carlos Hernandez being really happy with what just happened, claiming 4th place from Alessio Campos. Campos obviously trying to take that spot back from him. But a lot of drivers get caught out by the laps. We did mention it before more than once. This will become a factor during the later stages of the race, and I'm not surprised to see 2 pit stops for a lot of guys here.
Yeah, especially if they're sliding around lap 6. Doesn't look like the tyres are holding up that well.
And Christoph Schroer has got that problem, I believe. Boshoven now clearly pulling away from Schroer with a 2.5 second gap, and Ghost Speed is really looking strong this race. So let's see what they can do. But nice battle going on now for third place, because Carlos Hernandez, I think he knows he can. I think he knows Schroer has some problems, and he obviously is trying to reduce the gap. And also another lockup from Schroer. He will. I think it's. He will pit in the next 2 or 3 laps if I see this.
Yeah, what tyre is he on? Is that the soft tyre?
Yes, he is on soft.
Yeah, if he's locking up, you're not going to really, as I've said before, you're not going to last long in a stint, so it could be a 2-stop race for him. Unfortunately, as 1 stop seems the way to go, the winning strategy.
Okay, and back on the grid, it's back in the pack, it's Clayton Nelms trying to take the spot from Alessio Campos. Obviously Clayton, who started on the medium compound, if he didn't lock up too much, he must have cleaner tires, and the advantage will come for him now. But he doesn't have the top speed. Campos is pulling away from him on the straights. Even with DRS opened, he cannot do anything. He takes a look, but there's no gap for him to get into.
Yeah,
now,
this is
Jonathan
a bit of a
Holmes
train.
is coming up to him, so he should watch out. He is not losing the 6th place.
Yeah, and along with Jonathan Holmes, he's dragging Mike Partington along with him. He's got a
we
little
got
cable cord.
a nice pack forming up there now. So a strong top 5, a strong 5th, 6th, 7 battle there, 4, 6, 7 spot.
Don't forget Clayton Nelmes is on the medium tyre, while everyone else around him is on the soft, so
indeed,
mix
that
up
advantage
this battle a
will
little
come.
bit.
He got DRS now, but like we said, he does not have the top speed to make any threat to Alessio Campos. He does brake late there. Definitely tries to put some pressure onto Campos. And Jonathan Holmes just following behind that.
I'm thinking about this. This could be very interesting with Nelmes on the medium tyre coming to the last stint. We could see a big battle for the lead.
He's only 7 seconds of the lead at this moment, so let's see what he can make of the soft tyre later in the race, and if he will be on the 1-stop strategy. Now Jonathan Holmes on the back of Nelms with the DRS open. Will he make a spot? He's getting closer. Nelms taking a defending line, but Holmes is not going for it this lap. Timing is obviously very important to make a move stick.
Yeah, it's very difficult to pass. It looks like it's one long straight, but that final corner, some cars just get better traction than others, and I'm surprised he kept that position because he's on a medium tyre, so he'd have less grip and less traction. So
yeah, and Jeroen Kwekel showing an absolute stunning pace at this moment. He's driving in a constant pace, and he's pulling, well, not far away from Boshoven, but certainly he is pulling away. Go Speed now with a 4-second gap on the 3rd place.
yeah, it seems to be a Go Speed race so far. As Christoph Schur is slowly falling away, gap's almost 5 seconds now. So, not sure if his tyres have worn out completely, or whether he can still trundle on.
Indeed, and on the back of the grid we see gaps appearing.
Schur lost that position, I think, just then, coming out of the second to last corner. Did he run wide?
Yeah. And Christopher Schroer is pitting. I said it 2 laps ago. He might pit in 2 or 3 laps, and here's the proof. He's pitting out of 3rd position, and he will lose a lot of positions coming back into the pack. Let's see where he returns. He's in the pit now, putting on mediums, I suppose. Yes, he is.
Might come out in about 14th, 15th. Go back, Jonathan Holmes, big battle here. chasing down Nelms on the medium tyres, is sliding around a lot, lots of smoke. On the back of him, that's Mike Partington as well, but none of them can find a way past each other. And we certainly don't hope that they all trip over each other and cause damage, because so far it's been a pretty good battle.
Definitely.
Big lock-up as well.
Locking up here,
Nelms,
indeed.
yeah.
But what we do know for sure is that we have an awesome race on our hands here. A lot of drivers competing for every space on the track. It's really good to see the professionalism of a lot of drivers. Christoph Schroer actually exited the pits in 13th position. So let's see what he will do. Ooh, and Nelms is losing the car, but he manages to keep the car on the track. He's looking for fresher tires, I believe.
Bojov's, the gap's gone significant. It's 1.3 seconds to Kweekel now. Not sure if he has maybe made a mistake. There's a bit of lap traffic that could have caused it. But Bojov's certainly pulling the gap now. And Kweekel has got a big fan base, or slightly big fan base from his YouTube channel, so they're all here supporting him in the comment section.
Eduard Cora already has to make way to get a lap down. Obviously, he was in the earlier in the crash in lap 1. But unfortunate to see Eduard Cora, a respected member of in the FSR community, not new to anyone. And they need 1.3 seconds here between Kweekel and Boshoven. Will Boshoven be in the DRS zone? I don't believe he will be.
Maybe on the front straight, if he can make up 3 or 4 tenths
There's
in the next
4
few
seconds
turns.
now between Boshoven and Carlos Hernandez. Ghost Speed are looking in a league of their own. They're slightly pulling away each lap, and they're doing great at this moment.
Yeah, definitely great.
But let's see what will happen with the pit stops, because I believe we have some pit stops coming up. Obviously, we have to watch for Clayton Nelms when he makes his pit stop. He should, if he's on a one-stopper, stop around lap 18-20 when the
lap 20
door will be open for that. Okay, and Boshoven taking 2 tenths out of the leader again.
Yeah, so almost in the DRS zone. I think maybe Kweekel's tyres are starting to drop away, and that's not good for him if he's going to keep this lead. But the pit stop window is coming up in the next couple of laps, so whether he wants to get the undercut onto the mediums is up to him, but he's going to have to make them last a few laps longer, which is crucial for the end. There's a lap car as that Eric later gets out of the way, so it doesn't interrupt this battle, but it's almost under a second. I think he might have DRS stroke Brojov. We'll have to check when he comes onto the back straight.
Yeah, this will be... he's not within the second. Or he is, sorry. He made use of the DRS effect. Now we will see a nice battle going on between the Ghost Speed driver.
Back of Jonathan Holmes is chasing down Clayton Nelmes. I'm sorry if that pronunciation is terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but Holmes is actually looking stronger than Nelms now, but Holmes started on the soft tire. So we can assume that Holmes knows how to manage his tire better, because the degradation on Nelms' car would be a lot less, but he's on medium. So let's see what will happen. Holmes taking that effect of DRS. Will he be close enough to pass Nelms? And here he comes. Nelms takes the defending line, defends to the right. What will Holmes do? Takes the outside. Nelms moving a little bit back on the braking, but manages to stick to the spot.
Kweekel slid, huge slide, and he's lost a hell of a lot of time. It's down to 4 tenths now between him and Brojov. So that pit stop window is going to come any closer for Kweekel. If they pit at the same time, this will make for a great battle coming out of the pits.
Obviously, I'm not in the car of Quakel and Boshoff, but I think out of a team perspective, what they should do is just manage this pace and get the 1-2 in there. There will be plenty of room to battle it out later, but first they have to secure the top spots.
Yeah, and I'm watching Clayton Elements now, and he's locking up even more. And remember that huge lockup he had down into the left-handed turn 9? Maybe that's cost him throughout this stint on the medium tyres.
It's looking worrying for him, definitely. And Jonathan Holmes obviously is trying to get the best out of that.
Yeah, and behind them two is Mike Partington for Origin Racing Academy and Adrian Falcon for another Ghost Speed racing car. So they're right there as well, ready to pounce. And
Guglielmo Matting running steady in 9th place in his first FSR race. So we got the pack a bit spread out now, but it's nice to see some battling going on for the top spots, starting from 3rd place. Because Clayton Nelms is under attack by Holmes again, but he just cannot find the space. Although I do think it's a matter of time before Holmes passes him.
Yeah, we've seen Campos and Hernandez pit, and whether this undercut will work, we'll see in the next couple of laps. This is
Carlos Hernandez pitted. Carlos Hernandez pitted, and he comes out in 8th place, just like Alessio Campos, who takes the slot behind him. But Campos looking strong now in the draft. Let's see if he can make the move stick. He's on the inside. Let's see. Give each other enough room, guys. Please give each other enough room, and there's has been
just enough.
Just enough indeed. Nice to see those drivers battling it out fair and square, but competitive.
And back to the lead battle. It's back down to under half a second. And this could be the lap where they both enter the pits at the same time. I'm hoping for it, because that would be a really, really entertaining pit stop challenge.
And then obviously Clayton will be on the softer compound, and Holmes will be on the harder. But
Quakel pulls in.
Okay, so that hands the lead to Jorik Boshoven. Let's see what he can do in this lap. It's fair to say that that he will come in the next lap. So this lap will be very important for Boshoven. Quakel making a good pit stop, good and fast. No burnouts there with driving away. Let's see where he returns in the pack.
Holmes and Partington follow with that pit stop.
Yeah,
so does Hernandez. Again, I think he might have a drive-through penalty for speeding, because he just pitted the lap before.
That would be unfortunate. Clayton Nelms is now in 2nd position. He's still continuing through. I'm curious to see what he will do. But steady race from Jonathan Holmes. Obviously, he's improved from last year. He's really steady driver. Alessio Campos now in 6th spot. After that pit stop, got himself some clean air, some 6 seconds to Quakel. Quakel's looking so strong this race. So controlled. Okay, Boshoven now on the back straight, and we will know within 20 seconds if he makes the pit stop. I believe he does. What do you think, Jonny? Will he go in?
He has to go in, because then Quakel will have the undercut, so he's got to cover him.
Yeah, and then he has 20 laps. Yes, he's going in.
He's going in. Yep.
So let's see what will happen for 1st place. Quakel already on the back straight.
Nice.
I think Quakel will get him.
Yeah, he might actually. Look at the sector times.
Nelms now leading the race, obviously.
Yeah, Bergeron was losing about a second that lap to Quakel, so Quakel's got the undercut perfect on him. And a bit more.
Definitely.
A lot more. Hell of a lot more.
Yeah, that definitely worked out in the favor of Quakel.
So right now, effective leader is Quakel. The numbers is only about 7 seconds in front. I don't think
Nelms,
that's a pit stop lead that he wanted.
The fact with Nelms is he cannot go in. because he cannot with this kind of driving keep on the laps on the soft tires. He has to stick to the next 5-6 laps in order to get don't get caught out in the end of the race with the softs. Because we're not halfway yet, and he hasn't made his pit stop, but he's on the mediums. So if he goes on softs now, he has to take 60% of the race with the soft tires. So I think he will fall back a lot, but let's see what he can do. Guglielmo Matti running in second place, his first race in FSR, and he's running in second. Didn't do his pit stop again yet, but still nice performance from him, strong performance.
Of course, he's on the medium tire as well, so we're expecting him to pit around the same time as Clayton Nelms.
Definitely. He started 9th, so he's doing a really good job. Or 10th place he started actually. Back in the pack, Christopher Schroer now 25 seconds off the lead. And remember, they already pitted, so it's definitely a surprise. Ooh, and Suokas going off the track, handing that place to Christopher Schroer. Made a tiny mistake. That's enough for Christopher Schroer to take that spot from him. Guglielmo Matti spins! Oh no! What happened there?
Might have lost it coming into this. Very hard to get traction out of that corner. Having a look at the replay now. Yeah, he spun. I think that's probably downshifted a bit too fast. Bit of oversteer.
Almost ramming into him. Quakel has an absolute stunning reaction time to avoid that.
Okay, great job too.
Yeah, Matti will be able to. Oh, and he makes contact with the Netrix car of Campus. Guglielmo Matti losing the car, and I believe it's part of the tires. I'm sure he will come into the pits. He's sliding around. And Jonathan Holmes on 6th place, looking for an improvement on that. Matti now on the back straight, getting past.
A bit of a three-way battle. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a nice... Oh, is that a lapped car? I think, yeah, I got mixed up.
Alessio Campus back in 4th place, but will Guglielmo... Oh, Matti is off again. He's not going to the pit. So... Okay, Jeroen Quakel now in first of... Oh no, not in first place, sorry. Jorik Boshoff is still in first place with a nice gap up to Jeroen Quakel. Definitely controlling the race at this pace.
And as we said, the two Go Speed drivers, we thought Clayton Nelms might be up there and battling with them, but he's pitted now halfway through the race and he's going to have to do 17 laps on the soft tires.
As Nelms just entered the pits and is going out almost again. And he is back on 8th place. On the soft tires, and Matti has gone off, I believe.
Yeah, once again. Unfortunate.
Guglielmo Matti on the wrong side of the track. Put it like that.
Oh. So Clayton Nelms is another huge lock-up, and Partington is putting the pressure on. So if Nelms locks up more and more on these tyres, he's not going to last the next 17 laps.
No, he's definitely not going to last if he pits after 16 laps with mediums. I'm sure he cannot do it on softs because they degrade more. But let's make a quick overlook of the race. Go Speed, absolute phenomenal control of the race within 1 second of each other. Behind that, there's a big fight going on for 3rd place. At the moment, it's Alessio Campus taking a really strong pace to take the 3rd place. And 2 seconds behind that, it's Jonathan Holmes, who's looking great as well. Started Adrian Falcon for Go Speed in 5th place. 6 seconds behind that, it's Mike Partington for Origin.
I think Brozov's taken the lead of Quakel. It was a pass at turn 1. Must have missed it. But I'm looking at the replay now, and Brozov's gone up the inside, and That's we just missed that, but that's out of nowhere. We weren't expecting Grosjean to put that much pressure.
We didn't miss the great racing that's going on here today.
No, it's been terrific racing.
I think we can make ourselves up for a nice battle for third, and obviously also for the lead at the end of this race. I don't think Go Speed will go to the maximum at this stage. But I'm sure in about 10 laps they will want to fight each other for the victory in a good way.
Yeah,
so Rens Klopp almost making his way up to the 10th spot, starting from 26th. He's now running in 11th, which is 15 places he has won in 18 laps. So that's a nice performance. Only 2 seconds up to the 10th spot. So let's see if he can score himself a good top 10 spot. Carlos Hernandez in Twister dropped back a little bit because I remember him driving around in 3rd place. Let's see what he can do in the middle of the race. We just started. Started the second half of the race. 34 laps. We've done 19 now. We're in the 19th lap.
Yeah, I remember with the points as well. I think 10th position gets 11, and any classified driver who finishes 90% of the race gets 10 points. And Nelmis pits again. Has he got a penalty or
he is pitting
something?
Again. I don't believe it's a penalty.
It must be a penalty because it's been within 2 or 3 laps.
It's 5 laps. Like we said earlier, Formula Sim Racing requires a tremendous amount of skill to get a great competitive lap, and we will see how much competitiveness is in World Champion in a few hours. But if you are just over the limit each time, you will definitely notice, because the tires in Air Factor 2 they get destroyed by reckless driving. You absolutely need to be a really good driver to maintain the pace on this tires. So yeah, let's see where this pit stop got him. He's now 1 minute off the lead. Clayton Helms, that is, and is not showing any signs of getting back into the top 10.
No, I think it definitely was a drive-through. He didn't make any service to his car because it's been within 2 or 3 laps, so he must have had a speeding penalty for his pit stop earlier.
That's really unfortunate for him. Christoph Schroer did make his way back into the top 10, showing a steady pace in 6th position.
Yeah,
let's see about Parlington.
He might come out in the points.
Let's see now.
One of the PSR cars. I think Jordi San Andreas has no rear wing, so I think that's his race over. Unrepairable damage. Unfortunate for my guys at the PSR team.
And Rens Klopp now threatening George Winter for 10th spot. He already tried to take a look on the inside, but George Winter closed the door, and it was his right to do so. But Rens Klopp obviously frustrating of missing qualify, but definitely didn't give up for a good result for him. So he's looking strongly. Boshoven and Kwekel in the Go Speed still looking strong, although Kwekel did just do a slightly slower lap. And he's now 2 seconds off.
Yeah, lost the second that lap, so he's must have had a slight moment.
Boshoven at this moment looking take the stronger edge. Mikko Sokas is going to pit out of 7th position, handing out giving 7th position back to Carlos Hernandez. Mike Parlington might, he is taking the spot. Let's see how Mikko Sokas will recover out of this pit stop.
He's got 13 laps, so plenty of time. and that puts the likes of a big battle for the final point between Jong, Winter, Rensklopp and Dmitry Zaharov.
But let's take an eye out for faster than speed Mikko Suokas, because he just pitted on the softer compound. He has 13 laps to go, and I believe he can make up a lot of places. He's in 12th position now. Let's see how he gets going. At this moment, Jorrit Boshoff is extending his lead to second place. Jeroen Kwekel with 3.1 seconds. So he's definitely, well, shouldn't say wanting the victory more, but is showing that he wants it more. But
yeah, Kwekel lost about a second in the second sector, so he must have made another mistake.
Yeah, but, and Alessio Campos from Crown 7 Netrex is looking strong to take the final podium spot. He's now 3 seconds off of Jonathan Holmes. So out of DRS range and trying to create that steady rhythm. Would definitely be a guy that I would hand the podium to, Alessio Campos, driving in FSR for a couple of years. But I guess everyone deserves some success.
Everyone deserves it as long as you work very hard. Let's follow Jeroen Kwekel on board as he's losing a hell of a lot of time. He's 3.7 seconds off the lead.
And now we're going to drive on board with Jeroen Kwekel. Let's see how he is managing his tires. Up to the back straight.
Important corner this for tire wear coming up.
Yeah,
seems okay.
Already, yeah, it seems okay, and you can definitely tell he's not pushing as hard as he is. Still, he is. Yeah, he does seem controlled, but let's see where the last
car without a rear wing in front of us. Is that Jordy? Still trundling around without a rear wing. I don't think you'll be able to repair that.
He's going to the pits, of course.
So the gap now Kwekel's, it's down to 4 seconds. So Boshov's pulling away and he's not going to look back.
Last lap of Jorrit Boshoff was a 1:35.9. The last lap of Kwekel was a 1:36.8. So in that lap alone, Kwekel lost 9/10, or I should say, Boshoff managed to pull away another 9/10 out of Kwekel, because both are doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got two situations here now. It's either Boshov's pulling away and Kwekel's struggling, or Kwekel's saving those tires and Boshov's ruining them too early, and we'll only find out in a few laps time who's doing the right thing.
Yeah, and Jorrit Boshoff is looking really calm to that second sector. And really knows the limits of his car. Now 4.3 seconds between Kwekel and Boshoff. Alessio Campos following in third position, but losing out now on the Go Speed drivers, with 9 seconds onto Boshoff. Twister in fourth position, Jonathan Holmes. And in fifth position, it's yet another Go Speed car of Adrian Falcon. Go Speed are really looking strong today.
Great job.
Let's see about Rensklopp. Already took the 10th spot a while ago. Now is battling for the 8th spot already. So Rensklopp already made up 17 places and is threatening Winter now for the 8th spot, and he has DRS. Can he pass Winter here on the back straight with DRS open? He's on the inside. Can he make this move stick? Yeah, he leaves enough space for Winter on the right side, but it's not necessary. He already passed him.
I think
Strong
hit
from Rensklopp.
Zaharov at the back. Zaharov, sorry. Shkur might have gave Zaharov a little tap, but he saved it. It seemed to be on my camera.
And Carlos Hernandez is pitting yet again. So his tires are finished, but I'm sure with 10 laps to go he will make the choice to go to softs, but he will lose out a lot of places. Christoph Schroer, 11th spot, trying to get 10th place from Zaharov. Zaharov defending, but Schroer just can't get the top speed. It's nice to have DRS on the straights. Definitely considering you have the dirty air in the corners, so it's nice to get some extra top speed on the straight. But if your gear won't go any further, you know, you will not get closer. So definitely Christopher Schroer with the lower top speed that is catching him out right now.
Yeah, a lot of wing. Oh, someone just run up.
Yeah, Rando Tam. That was Tam. Rando Tam ran straight, I believe.
Zaharov just went off straight in front of him. I'm not sure if that was a lag issue or whether he's spun on a straight, so it could have been
and Clayton Nelms now. Sorry to interrupt, but Clayton Nelms just made another pit stop. He finds himself now in 16th position, 1 minute out of the leaders. So yeah, some drivers, if you take GoSpeed for example, show a stunning performance on tire management, and other drivers just making 3 or even 4 pit stops.
Yeah, it's as I talked before, you pitted too early, Clayton Nelms, and the drivers who will lead this race and who will win this race are the drivers that can stop and manage the tires well.
And 2.3 seconds now between the last podium spot of Alessio Campos and Jonathan Holmes. I'm sure we can get some onboard footage of Alessio Campos and Jonathan Holmes trying to find the limits here. I'm sure they both want that podium spot very, very bad. Showing control pace to sector 2. Holmes not yet in the DRS effect, but is getting closer to Campos. And Adrian Falcon still looking strong in 5th position. Steady gap in front of him of 5 seconds, and a really steady gap of 22 seconds to the number 6 guy, Mike Paddington.
Yeah,
Rens Klopp in 7th position now. And that's really brilliant for him, almost made up 20 places. The next gap is 13 seconds, so that's...
Schroer is right on the back of Klopp now, coming across the second DRS zone, but he's got no top speed, so it's not really going to do any good coming into this corner, but we'll see. How is he going to make it? I don't think he's going to have any chance of finding a way past if his top speed is under 300, by the way I've seen, unless Klopp is the slower, but he's right up the back of him now, so he catches up in the corners, but as you can see on the straight, in the slipstream, he's slightly catching him. Actually might have a shot here. Let's follow him onto the straight. He's right onto the back of him, so he actually might have a good shot here.
Yeah.
As Klopp pulls off into the pits.
Rens Klopp is pulling off into the pits indeed, handing out the places back to Schroer and Suokas, and I'm sure Hernandez will pass him as well. We'll lose a lot of places out of this, but already I have to say he has proven us to have superior pace. And definitely a championship contender, Rens Klopp.
Yeah.
Mikko Suokas, like I pointed out earlier, when he was in 12th place, now is finding himself on the back of the almost gearbox of Christopher Schroer, fighting for 7th spot. So that battle is going on. Christopher Schroer on the medium compound, Suokas on the softer compound, which are 4 laps old. So let's see what will happen there. Now a 5-second lead for Jorik Boshoff in the GoSpeed up from Jeroen Kwekel. They are really in a league of his own, Jonny.
Yeah, especially the GoSpeed team. I mean, 3 drivers in the top 5. Terrific race from them.
Yeah. And I'm wondering what happened to Guglielmo Matti. He found himself in a lot of trouble 8 laps ago, when he made all kinds of weird moves. But he's found himself a stable pace now on new tires, and he's in 11th spot with 9 seconds to the 10th spot George Winter. So yeah. Definitely a strong performance, but not that balanced as I think he would have liked it to be.
No, needs to improve that consistency, and that's what we see with the WC drivers and slight
a lot of drivers
with Ace drivers.
Yeah, but a lot of drivers are showing a real strong potential here for future races.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have the Pro Series. We're searching for the next Peter Breliak, as we saw him dominate this championship. I think it was 2012, and so
it was.
You know, if we find someone else, you know, Bojov's looking strong. Quickle, if they can be the next talents to compete in the WBC, that would be nice.
Breliak is definitely a nice example of a driver doing good in the junior categories and then moving on to the World Championship and also doing great. And that's the beautiful system of Formula Sim Racing that they provide. You can race very competitively on the top level in this series, in Pro Series, and if you after a year or whenever you like think you are trying, or you are ready for the next step, you can move on to the A Series.
Yes, Klopp is
okay, Klopp is looking strong now.
Oh, Zaharov's onto the curve and he spun.
Dmitry Zaharov just spinned and lost control of the car, allowing Rens Klopp to pass, and is now making his way up to 11th spot with Guglielmo Matti. For Rens Klopp on fresher tires, I don't think he will have any problem passing Guglielmo.
Guglielmo had a half spin before, and that's not going to help his tires anymore. And also with Zaharov, that curve, I mean, there's no grip on it. It's something you should find out during testing as well. You should try and avoid that inside curve, especially at those speeds.
Okay, now we are at the tail of the race with only 6 laps to go. We have a promising end, I believe. Oh, with only 5 laps to go now. The gap between Go Speed driver Jorik Boshoven and Kwekel has now increased to almost 7 seconds. And Alessio Campos of Netrex is strongly holding on to 3rd place, but is still pressured by Jonathan Holmes, who's only 1.9 seconds now behind him.
Yeah, consistent pressure throughout the race. That gap stayed the same since the pit stops. It's been around 2 seconds each lap. Been watching that, and same with Adrian Falcon. He's been on his own pretty much in 5th place, doing a good job for Go Speed.
And there's a nice battle going on for 7th spot between Schroer, Suokas and Hernandez, who are still fighting with each other.
I think Klopp's gone past Guglielmo Matti for 11th.
Yeah, no surprises there. Sorry, Matti, but no surprises there. He had fresher tires, and Rens Klopp, of course, being, I believe it's fair to say to call him a title contender. I'm really looking forward to see his progress onto the next races.
Yeah, for sure. The Twister Racing team always strong.
And what would be nice in the remaining laps. Oh, Clayton Nelms did not finish. Clayton Nelms did not finish. He spun off. He spun off and hit the wall. Back of in the end of sector 2, got caught out on the curb and lost his car. So it did not finish for Clayton Nelms. Unfortunate for him.
Oh, that's the outside. You go over the crest of that corner and it's blind, and you don't see that exit curve, and you simply get beached over it. So unfortunate for him that his race's end was very close, tipped him for pole position, and now he hasn't even finished the race. So unfortunate. Hopefully he can make up for it in 2 weeks' time at Malaysia.
Yeah, and now the gap between Alessio Campos and Jonathan Holmes. I hope we can get an on board of Jonathan Holmes for a second. The gap is really shrinking, and you can see Holmes wants this podium, but Alessio Campos refuses to give way out of this pressure for this moment. This will be an exciting battle here for 3rd place. Obviously, the podium in the first race is a nice place to be.
Yeah, and I've always found a safe time to push your tyres is with about 3 laps to go, because then after that you're obviously never going to use this set ever again, and you're looking very close coming onto the 2nd DRS zone.
Indeed, and Hernandez and Suokas making their way up for another battle for 8th spot. They're only a few tenths apart from each other. They're looking strong as well. now 1.6 seconds between Campus and Holmes. Let's see how this continues. Jorik Boshoff has a lead of 8 seconds, so
8 seconds from Jurien Kweekel, our broadcast man who did a terrific job yesterday with our wonderful broadcast director Sam Jones. And it's back down. So we weren't, as I was expecting. I thought maybe Kweekel was saving his tyres a bit, but it seems Boshov's just had the pace and they've both been on the same strategy. And,
yeah, let's see what this end will give us. 3 laps to go for the leaders. And Holmes now really looking strong. I hope we can follow this battle on board with Jonathan Holmes. Really trying to pass him.
Yeah, it's caught up straight to the back of Campus, so maybe his tyres are starting to go off the cliff. This is for the final podium spot. The podium spot behind those 2 Ghost Speed cars which have dominated the race, but second DRS zone. Oh, Campus has a minor oversteer moment through the apex.
Yeah, on the straight now, Jonathan Holmes with his DRS effect enabled can get an extra 10 underneath him, but there's dirty air here. You really need to lift off. It's not visible here for our viewers at home, but the dirty air can really catch you out. So
yeah,
Jonathan
you feel
Holmes doing a great job on that. Going on to the back straight, can he get a good draft? Alessio is already choosing a defensive line. Jonathan Holmes taking a look at the young Italian driving for Crown 7 Netrex. Jonathan Holmes here coming up. Obviously he has the DRS effect. Alessio Campos is going defensive early on. He got the top speed. Here comes Jonathan Holmes. What's he gonna do? Gonna stick it to the outside and just getting Campos to press him. Ooh, a little bit of contact there I believe, but nothing too serious. Racing on the edge.
Yeah, great racing. It's very hard as well. Yesterday even I saw when you're turning into a car into that first corner, you have no clue how close you're going to get through the apex, and you do give him a little nudge.
And with 2 laps to go, we have to follow this battle between Jonathan Holmes and Alessio Campos. All the pack is spread out. There's an 8-second lead for Jorik Boshoff, who, if he keeps everything safe, will claim the victory of the first race this year. But let's see who will take the last podium spot of the first race this year. Will it be Italian Alessio Campos, or will it be Englishman Jonathan Holmes driving for Twister Racing Pro?
This is where Holmes gained last lap, but he hasn't gained as much today. So it seemed maybe that Campos just had a bit of nervous moments or a bit of a bad lap, but you know, Holmes seems to have caught up straight through the apex and then Campos pulled away again.
Okay, Jorik Boshoff making his way up for the last lap of this race and claiming his victory. Jeroen Kweekel already settled down for second place. Oh. And actually Jeroen Kweekel believed the race was over.
Yeah,
making fancy moves on the track, and there's a spinner as well.
I don't know whether he's
we got a last lap on our head.
I thought I was checking the lap page and I thought the race hasn't finished, and I was hoping he wouldn't stop, because it's happened to some drivers.
Well, it definitely closed up the gap for Alessio Campos and Jonathan Holmes. But there's only 1 lap to go, and there's 4 second or 3.5 seconds gap for Jeroen Kweekel. So that would be alright. Oh, and there's contact between Jonathan Holmes! Jonathan Holmes actually tried to overtake Campos, but he touched the rear side of him.
Yeah, he
what
was
an
on the
unfortunate
curbs,
move was that.
pushing really hard on the curbs and into the braking zone. A bit of a tap, so he's pretty much given away that podium, or given away a chance at the podium to Alessio Campos.
Yeah, that's yet to see. The damage, of course, is really realistic. You cannot make any mistake by giving your own car damage, let alone to another guy. But here's the finish. Here comes Jorik Boshoff to claim the victory of the first race this season in Bahrain. Absolutely stunning performance from Go Speed Racing. Jeroen Kwekel will be happy to take the second place here. And great job from Go Speed Racing. Third place now, Alessio Campos, Crown 7 Networks, well-deserved victory and he's happy with it. Twister Racing Pro driver, Jonathan Holmes takes down 4th position. Great fight for him. Go Speed have 3 drivers in the top 5, completed by Adrian Falcon. And what a race was this. Really nice to see.
Great race and terrific job for Mike Partington for Origin Racing Academy in 6th place as well. Their first race at FSR.
And Christopher Schroer is clinching 7th place after getting pole position, right? So
yeah, pole position, 46 seconds down on the win.
Yeah. Well, what a fantastic race is it. Christopher Schroer 7th place, Carlos Hernandez takes down 8th place. Mikko Suokas couldn't get that 8th place away, he gets 9th place. Rens Klopp actually finishes in the top 10. Twister Racing driver who has climbed 16 spots in this race. Really fabulous driving for him. And even though he must be disappointed of missing qualify in a few hours, I'm sure he will be content with his top 10, starting from back of the grid.
Yeah, terrific job considering how hard it is to overtake with the dirty air, and the top speed difference isn't huge. So it's a terrific job from Klopp to end up, even though it's 1 more point from, if you finish in 20th you still get 10 points, but
indeed
it's still a great job to be up there.
So Go Speed, first race of the season, a 1-2. I'll bet they aim for that in a few hours as well in World Championship, and let's see how that show is going on. But what a race here! What a race! Go Speed is really looking strong here, and yeah, this battle will continue in the future. I'm really sure.
Yeah, as we said, the winning strategy was pretty much, I didn't really see many, or if any, lockups from those top 4 drivers. Berghoff, Kwekel, Campos and Holmes, and even Adrian Falcon was up there. So yeah, as the tyres, as we always talked about, and we're not going to stop talking about it, is one of the most important parts of driving at FSR. And they've certainly managed that today.
Definitely. And well, the race actually lived up to my expectations, and I don't know about yours, Jonny, but I certainly hope for the people watching they enjoyed the racing as well. We have seen a lot of rookies driving today, which is good to see them make their way. Obviously, we as commentators were rookies as well. I hope you still enjoyed the show. But what a fabulous racing day it is. And it's not over, because in a few hours time there will be the Formula Sim Racing World Championship, and I'm really curious to see how the precision motorsport dominance will continue, and if it will continue. Of course, Bono Huis has a large reputation to live up to as a 4-time world champion, and but there are really there are really cars looking strong.
Yeah, you put that together perfectly. I mean, what a grid as well we have. We've got Bono, even David Greco's come back, and lots of, I think Breliak's full time now in WC, won the last race of last year. So if he can maybe cause a bit of a chaos at the front, not chaos, but a bit of an extra battle, because it's been Bono every year for about since 2010, and we need these quality drivers to all battle with each other. It's going to be really entertaining. I think that's in an hour's time, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, true. I totally agree.
I wanted to say thank you to our broadcast director, Sam Jones, also Jaakko Mikkonen for cameras as well.
Indeed.
And everyone at FSR, President Jonny Saxon, and all the drivers for making this happen. A good, entertaining race. I enjoyed that.
Definitely. So with just a few more hours to hang on for the start of World Championship, I would say stick around, and you will see another fantastic show on the highest racing level in Air Factor 2, Formula Sim Racing World Championship.
Let's quickly, before we leave, let's sum up our top 10 for the Pro Series. The first 2014 of 12 races for this year. So Jarek Bojov takes the win from Jurgen Quiegel, both Go Speed engineering cars, and Alessio Campos final podium for the Crown 7 Netrex for fourth. Jonathan Holmes, that's for Twister Racing, and another Go Speed car, Adrian Falcon, in fifth. And Mike Partington, about 13 seconds behind for Origin Racing Academy, their first race. And Christoph Schur for Anshu Racing Pro is there, and Carl Sanders follows closely behind for Twister Racing. For Faster Than Speed, Mikko Swerkas, and rounding out the points was Renz Klopp in 10th. And unfortunate for DNF, I think later had a DQ, lap 32.
Yeah, but it's really good to point out it's really important to stay with Renz Klopp, with the performance of Renz Klopp in the upcoming races, because if he did not, if he did make qualify, I'm sure he would be a contender for the victory here, and he would make life much harder for the Go Speed cars. It's always easy to say what if, but in a few weeks we will find out in Malaysia, where Formula Sim Racing will continue. But definitely a strong performance of a lot of drivers, and I'm really happy to see a lot of new faces here today. And if you want to take a shot at Formula Sim Racing, just go to Formula Sim Racing and download the mod, have your go, and well, maybe you're the next surprise this league will get.
Next Bono Hughes, maybe.
Soon. The next Bono Hughes.
Yes.
It can be like this, yeah. Yeah, everyone has to start somewhere, and yeah, and like we said earlier, this is the beauty of the Formula Sim Racing system. I've experienced last year how big the step is compared to what it was called then, World Series, which is now ACE, to World Championship. The level of competition is really astonishing, and getting the R Factor 2 mod here did only make life more beautiful for us sim racers, and made the tension on the track a lot higher. And I'm like I just said earlier, I'm really looking forward to the World Championship to see if the balances of power, so to say, have switched. Is Bono still the qualifying and race king he used to be? Is Morgan Morant ready to finally take the championship to his side, or will it come from another side? We don't know, but time will certainly tell.
Yeah, and a bit of a sneak peek. I saw on the hot laps before, Moran did a 31.0 as a hot lap time, and
yeah, I believe he did. But in qualify, there's of course that extra bit of tension that can either work positive or negative. I don't know if we would even see a 130 today. I'm certainly hoping for it, and I'm sure it's possible as well. So let's find out what the paces will be there. Fastest lap of today isn't really in comparison to World Championship because they are with different fuel loads, but definitely the qualified time. We haven't seen any 31s in Pro. Yesterday in Ace we did see 31 lows.
Yeah, a few 31s. I think Mohammed Patel had a 31.5 or something as the fastest lap.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting. So can't wait to kick off first round of the World Championship. Everyone's waiting for that, and it's going to be a real exciting new season for FSR. So stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for. And well, it's a Sunday. Today we had the World Series by Renault, and in Monza, of course. Today there's the World Championship of Formula SimRacing. Plenty of reason to stick around at your computer instead of going out, and you see some great racing. So, out of the commentating box, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And we would sure hope to see the lot of you back in Malaysia.
Yep, I'm Jonny Simon alongside Chris Jong, and had good fun today. First time commentating for both of us, and hope to improve and hope we had some good fun as well. So see you all next time.
Yes. Bye bye.